In this video, we'll model a plant. So the first thing we will do, we'll create the leaf. And for that, we will add a circle. Let's go, and we will call it leaf. Because we will duplicate that after. That's why I put it leaves like that. And or maybe actually it wasn't this kind of circle that I want. Maybe a circle with 24 vertices might be enough, I guess. And let's call that leaves. It's good. Now we will go inside this circle in edit mode in orthographic view on top. I will select this vertex, and with here proportional editing with the sharp option, I will make a GX and open a little the scroll of my mouse to have this kind of shape like this. Okay, perfect. And then after we will just make the same with this here, but less big, like for example to have this shape. Okay, good. So I will enable, and be sure to enable this this add-on here. I don't think we did enable it together. It's loop tools, so get extension, search for loop tools, click on install, and you will have it inside. And now when you make a right click, you will have loop tools that is here. Okay, what I want to do here is to have the same distance between vertices here, to have here it's too dense and not dense enough here. So what I will do, I will make loop tool and make a space, and I will have it the same shape, but it will recreate the distance between each vertices of the selection. Okay, so right now I would like to close the geometry here, and to be sure that I have what I want, I can close manually, or I can close with Control F grid fill. Okay, so what I would like to have, it's maybe 3 4 spans like that, and increase the offset to have this shape here. Yeah, this is right, exactly what I want. Okay, so what we can do here now is continue the modeling by selecting these 3 vertices here, and we will go here in top view and make an extrusion into the x-axis. Okay, scale it down without the proportional editing, extrude it into the x-axis again, make something like that to have the stem here. So EX here again, good, and again another one, maybe into the x-axis, and scale it up a little to have this kind of shape. Okay, good. Maybe we can add with Control R a loop here to yeah, to prepare the deformation of this object. Good. So now that we have this shape, we are good to go, and we can continue the modeling. I would like to have something that is curved. Now it's totally flat, so I would like something more natural. And I would like a curve here to, in front view here, to have inside view, to have something like this here. Okay, this kind of shape here. So what I will do for that, I will just select these vertices here first. There's 2 vertices here first, this one and that one. And with here proportional editing, with still the sharp option activated with GZ, I can create already a nice natural shape here. Okay, just curve the entire object like this. Looks more natural already. And what I will do, I will just select these vertices as well. And just with the option activated, I will make a GZ too, okay, to have this kind of nice shape. Look, it looks far more natural than before. Okay, so now we really have kind of basic basic shape of a leaf. Now I will add some modifiers. The first modifiers that I will add is generate, solidify, to add some thickness into it. So I will increase the thickness like that. Good. And now that I have my thickness, I can add a modifier generate subdivision surface, okay? And now I will have something smoother. What I can do to make the stem looks more natural and not something that is linked to this part here, I can just scale it down here, put it right over there, and add a loop here to make something more natural here, okay? That looks more like a real plant. Perfect. I make a shade smooth on it into object mode and I have my leaf that is ready. I would like to select everything in edit mode and to put the base of the stem here, okay, to have this kind of shape. Perfect. What I can do as well is select the tip here and maybe make something more curvy on top. Something like that will look perfect. Good. So now we have our first leaf. Maybe here the beginning of it looks not really in the beginning because of the modifier. So I move everything like here. And now I can start to play with other modifiers as well. So I have my basic here shape and I would like to start creating the plant. So what I will do, I will add a modifier, and this modifier here is an array. Good. So this array, we will manage it with another object, the empty. Okay, this empty will be a sphere. And what we will do on this array, we will disable relative offset, enable object offset, and select the object empty. So now I can manage that with the empty, as you can see. First of all, if you have 3 or 4 different leaves like that, it can really help you to create a plant without stem, like ferns or things like that. For example, let's select this one, okay, and we will make this kind of rotation like this, put maybe 25 leaves like this, and we'll make a rotation with RZ like that, okay, and we will scale it down, okay. So this already looks almost like a plant, really easy, okay. Just put it up a little and you will have this kind of nice shape that looks already natural, okay. But with 2 or 3 different parts like that, like if you have your first group like this, you duplicate it. And on the second one, you will maybe modify a little the shape of each. Like for example, here, this one on top view, I would like to make another shape, maybe it looks a little different here. And maybe we could make this as well, like scale it into the y-axis to have something bigger, okay. And these ones, maybe we would like a different angle. So in front view, we select everything here and make a rotation like this and put it back in the center. And like this, you have already something different. So here now, what I can do, I can change the number. Maybe I will put just 15 like that. And here I will now come back to my empty, the duplication of it and continue some rotation to have some difference for having this kind of shape, okay. And now you have something that looks more natural, like a plant, okay. So this is the first option. With 2 or 3 different kind of leaves like that, you can play with it. Me, I want to show you another technique that in my opinion is very good. So what I will do, I will just remove that. Sorry, it wasn't a good one. Remove this one, okay. So now I have my leaf here. And what I can do is with GZ make something like that. Okay, you have the leaves that will go up naturally around the stem like this that we will create after. So maybe I would like to add maybe more, like 50, and scale it a little less and put it down a little to have this kind of nice shape. As you can see, it works very well, very well. Now you have the nice rotation on top as well. So choose something that looks good from the top here. It looks very good. Okay, I make a rotation here and I have something that works. So now I will create the stem. The stem is very easy. You just add here a cylinder. The cylinder with not a lot of vertices, maybe 8 or 12 might be okay, depending on what you need. And you will make a shade smooth on it. What I will do in front view in edit mode, I will scale it down to make it little like this and scale it up into the z-axis to have the right shape and the right height into it. Okay, so here it will be something around there. Nice one. Okay, it looks good more or less. What I will do now, I will select the top here, only this loop here, and scale it down. Like this, we have something thinner on top, and I will add with Control R a lot of loops here on the stem to make it to make the deformation possible, because I want to deform this to make it more natural. No, it looks too straight, it's not natural at all. So what I will do for that, I will add a curve. Let's add a curve here. It will be maybe a Bezier curve, or a path might work as well. But a Bezier looks good for me. So here I will make a rotation 90 degrees into numpad negative like this, okay, to have something that looks like this. So I come back before y 90 degrees minus should work. And now I go in edit mode. The goal here is to have the one that starts, to be sure the one that starts, so it's that one here, okay, has to be in the center here of the scene, and it will help for the rest of the modeling. So here in side view, you can see I can use this shortcut. I'm not sure that we did use this shortcut already. Here we have the numpad divide like this, okay? That will help you to have only the object selected in the view, okay? So you focus in that object and you reuse the shortcut and you come back with all the objects selected. So it can be very useful to work. So now I select everything and make a GZ to put this really in the center, okay? Only with this object selected, it's far easier. GZ, okay? And now I can rotate this to have a slight curve, let's say, and I come back with all the objects, okay? So now I can just make a GS to have nice curve on it, and extrusion to have something like that. Okay, looks good. And another extrusion here to have something like this. And now we have a curve. So in front view, we have to move a little the handles again to have something that looks more natural. Okay, now we have a nice curve. And what I can do now, I can add a modifier into the two other objects. So on the leaves and on the stem as well. Good. So let's go on the leaves first, add a modifier, generate here, not generate, sorry, the form curve, and I select the object, and it should look like that now. Okay, perfect. So you can make exactly the same for the other, add a modifier, deform curve, and make this to the curve. And it will follow as well. So now what you have is a curve that will manage the entire shape of your object. So for example, here you can just change a little or scale it up to have something more natural, or here scale it up again. Yeah, and you can play with that to just have a slight curve. So not something looks too crazy. You see, if you make something like that, it will create crazy deformations maybe. Here it still look okay, but sometimes it makes really crazy deformation, so be careful with that. Okay, and now you have something that you can really change easily. Like for example, you have this collection. So here will be the plant curve, let's call it like this. Always good to rename. And what is good too is that now that you have this collection that is made, that you can call plant, okay, modifiers, maybe. And maybe you want to make another kind of plant. Okay, let's go. You duplicate all of that, duplicate, no, not duplicate, linked, sorry, duplicate collection, okay? So now you have the same objects, but now you can make them different. So for example, let's say you want something that looks more like an herb or something like that. You come back with your object here and make a SY to make it thinner, okay? And maybe you want to rotate this like this and put it more like so in, and always you can change the shape of it, like maybe this shape looks good to you, okay? And now you have something that looks totally different than before, okay? But still looks natural like a plant. You can add more. For example, if you come back to the array, you can put, for example, I don't know, maybe 20, and now you have to come back here to make a GZ to put it up like so, okay? And now you have another kind of plant. And as you can see, it's very easy to do. In case you want something specific, like I will make a GZ like this. You see sometimes the leaves, they are in front of each other. Like for example, there is not only one here, but two. So what you can do, you just duplicate the first one. You go there and make a Shift D and RZ 180 and put it here. Okay, and you will have this kind of now plant that works very well as well. So now it will be two leaves that will be duplicated all along the way. So it will be something like that, that you will add some solidify into it, some subdivision surface, some array, and some curve. Okay, so very powerful method to make specific plants as well. So you can add 4. Sometimes it really depends the plants. Some plants, they go with just one leaf like that turn around. Sometimes it's 2 leaves, sometimes it's 4. Yeah, sometimes the leaves are subdivided. So one leaf has a few little leaves on it. So yeah, it really depends, but mostly to distribute along a stem, it works very well. Let's go with the first one and maybe make another alteration of that. So let's duplicate the collection here and yeah, disable the first one. So now we would like maybe to add 4, okay? But I would like to change the shape of it. I would like something more round. So what I will do, I will just make SY like this to make something more roundish, okay? And come back to this and maybe change a little the shape of it, okay? Same here. Okay, and now we have something that looks again totally different, okay? But maybe we want 4 this time, so I will select everything, make Shift D, RZ 180, and GX to put it here in the right place. And again, I will select everything now and make Shift D and RZ 108, RZ 90, sorry. Like this, you will have something that goes directly with 4 like this. So they will never have the same orientation. So what you can do in front view, you can select one, for example, with L and make a rotation and change a little the size maybe with a scale. Okay, it's always good to add some randomness into nature because it's never exactly the same leaf, it's never exactly the same curve. So yeah, don't hesitate to play with these options to make things more natural. With this as well, you can play with the sharp here and put it back. For example, some one of it will go down like this, and maybe that one will go up. So yeah, it really depends of what you want to achieve, but I really recommend you to add some randomness into it. So we have far too much leaves here. But what I can do, it's scale everything down. Okay. Put it in the center here. Good. And some plants, they will do the invert. For this one, we go as we go up, it's less big. So for other plants, it goes bigger. So let's go with that. What we will do for it, we will just go into the options. We want less here into the array, maybe just 20, it's enough for that, even 15, because we have already 4 leaves. Even 10, it's okay. Yeah, something like that, it looks good for me. So now what we can do, we can scale or empty, and you will see that we will have this kind of effect here, that the leaves goes bigger on top. And now we can make a GZ to achieve what we want and put it here until there. And we have again another style of plant here. So yeah, it really depends what you want to achieve with that. But here you can see that now you have very easily 3 different plants, totally different, that you can use for your projects here. So don't hesitate to play with that. This can be a base to create, for example, a beginning of a branch, for example, here, and you will have 2 or 3 branches that will create a real branch and that you can add to a tree or something like that. Be careful, it will add a lot of vertices into your project. So in that case, make something more low poly with less polygons, or use or don't use the subdivision surface modifier to create as less possible vertices in your scene. Is very important that to keep the scene light as possible. So that's it for model a plant, and in the next video we will see how to model a bottle with modifiers.